It didn't help that fucking
Right,
BSM
you're on camera
phoned me
now,
and
so
gave me
if you can avoid mentioning any names that I can get sued over. Not that a t-shirt that doesn't give it away.
Right, okay.
Right, just put you under a little bit of pressure just to see how you act under pressure, because you've had a couple of tests. The last time I saw you was about a year ago, wasn't it?
February.
February. Yeah, but 10 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Where'd you put this thing back?
and you've had 2 tests since then,
Yep.
and you've had, what, how many hours training?
About 40.
40. Right, so there should be an improvement there, shouldn't it?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Right, so if we go back to one of the PSTs that you've covered on one of your tests, and I think you said you got a 3-3. Was it a 3-3 on the turn in the road? And
3-2 on the first one, which was the
3-2.
turn in the road.
right, so it's turn in the road. Right, so we'll break it down to 2 subjects, and we'll do the phase 1 first, yeah?
Okay.
Right, so I'll give you a word picture. We're in the test centre car park, and I want you to treat me as a pupil at the partly trained stage.
Okay.
And my instructor couldn't make it today, but he has got the same car as you, so I'm familiar with the controls. He said today we're going to do this turn in the road.
Yep.
Yeah? So you got any questions?
No.
Right, so if I hand it over to you and we'll just see how you go from there, yeah?
Right, okay.
Yeah, so my name's Tony,
Hi, Tony. How are you doing?
and your name is?
I'm Julie.
Right.
I'm going to be your instructor for today because
Yep.
your other instructor's away on holiday. We're going to be doing the turn in the road today.
Oh, right, yeah.
Have you done it before at all?
No.
No. Have you done any kind of reversing?
I've done a little bit of straight reversing last week.
Straight reversing?
Yeah.
Okay. What else have you done in your lessons before?
Oh, I've just been turning left and right and a little bit of emerging.
Right, okay. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll drive to somewhere a little quieter, a little bit more suitable for this manoeuvre, and then we can have a chat about what we're going to do
Oh,
when we
okay,
get there.
right.
Okay?
Yep.
Right, so you want to set the car up,
All right, yeah.
and we'll get ready to go.
Yep.
Okay, so when you're ready, we'll drive on.
We turn right out of the parking bay and left at the end.
Okay, so we'll turn right out of here, and then at the end of the road we'll turn left, please.
It's nice and sunny today.
I know I brought the sun with me.
And it rains on my lesson. And left.
So at the end of the road we'll turn left, please. I noticed there, every time you look in your left mirror, you're leaning over. The
Yeah.
mirror's set up properly. So if you don't move your head, look at your left mirror now. What do you see?
Nothing.
Nothing. Right, so I'll get you to pull up on the left, and I'll get you to adjust that again. So how do you adjust your mirrors then?
I just take hold of it and move it.
Yeah, but what are you looking to see in those mirrors?
Oh, I've set them now.
Okay. What can you see in that mirror then?
Oh, I can see the door handles.
Uh-huh.
I can see the sky and the horizon.
Okay. Same for the other mirror?
Same in that one, yeah.
And what about this one? What do you see at that one?
I can square the whole back window and see a bit of my head is straight and a bit of yours.
Okay, that's good. So that's better. So we'll drive on when you're ready.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's alright.
Yeah, Bob normally asks me what I can see
What you
before I move away, so...
So that's kind of like a reminder then.
Sorry?
Is that your reminder to set them this properly?
Roundabout straight.
The roundabout will follow the road ahead, please. So as we came around that roundabout, you're doing lots of little shuffling movements to the steering wheel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Would it be more beneficial for you to do bigger movements?
Would it?
Yeah. So it means you get the car moving more without having to do as much of this. So you'll feel more under control of the vehicle.
What do you mean by?
You're doing lots of little hand shuffling movements, like this way around.
How should I do it?
You do bigger movements, so your hands are going, you're pulling the wheel all the way around.
End of the road, left.
At the end of the road, we'll turn left. See, at the end of this road, what I'm going to get you to do is before you start steering, if you put your left hand up to the top of the wheel
Oh, right.
and pull it all the way around. Pull it all the way down to the bottom where your hand meets
Oh,
it.
right.
See this push-pull steering?
Left hand up.
Yeah. So what was that? What did we just have coming out of that junction there?
Sorry?
Did you feel the? Did you hear the wheels skidding?
No?
No. What did you do as you came out of that junction?
Looked and then went.
Yeah. What were you doing with your feet?
Moving them.
So what did you do? Did you press a lot of gas
No.
while you were holding the clutch?
Did I do something wrong with the clutch?
I'm confused. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Okay?
What am I doing wrong?
No, stay and roll for a minute and see if you can sort it.
Right, okay. So I know you've done that. This is where I get stuck. It's the kind of the Q&A and then the remedy.
At the roundabout, we're going to turn right. Just when I move away, I just bring the clutch up.
Yeah, so you were holding onto it.
Sorry?
That's what it was. You were holding onto the clutch, that's what was wrong.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, I let go of it a lot quicker this
Yes.
time.
Well, but
And
yeah,
turning
turn right at the roundabout. Bring it up, yes, but not too quickly or you'll ping forward. You still need that control, but you don't need to keep your foot on it like you did there.
Yeah, Bob says quickly or slowly. I never quite understand what that means.
Quickly or slowly. So
think
if you're going to move off, you bring it up slowly.
I think it's me just being stupid.
No, you're not being stupid. So what did you do there with the clutch?
I brought it up, like you said.
Quickly.
It's probably just nerves because I've never done this turn in the road before.
Okay. What are you nervous? Cause
Okay.
just because it's a subject you haven't done.
Yeah. What's the subject? Why do you teach your subject anyway?
Why?
Yeah.
What do you think you might need it for?
Oh yeah, my mates all got it in their driving test.
Yeah. But it's not just that. What after you pass your test? What happens if you go down a dead end road? How are you going to get back out?
I'd reverse.
Depends how safe it is to reverse.
Oh, you mean I could use it to
Turn around and
Oh,
come
right.
back out the road again.
So I can do that, and if I get down the slip road of a motorway and I've gone the wrong way,
No.
and turn it out.
Okay, yeah. If you're, say, like this little housing estate that we're in now,
Yeah,
if you've come down here and you think, oh no, I've gone the wrong way, you'd pull up somewhere safe.
yeah.
So around this corner and up a little bit. You could do that manoeuvre there to come back the way you've just came. Obviously not on a motorway because that is illegal, and you'd end up heading into oncoming traffic. So it depends on where you are that you might use it.
Yeah, I keep meaning to study for that theory, but I haven't had a chance to get around to it.
So you've not done, have you done any studying for your theory?
I've done 5 minutes.
5 minutes,
Yeah.
what was that?
Sorry?
Oh, what did you study for 5 minutes?
I was reading a bit about bicycles,
Right, okay.
and if you get me to stop on the left.
Right, we'll pull up on the left, please.
Right, we just have a little bit of a
That confused
yeah,
me.
yeah. Well, let's have a breakdown on it. Yeah, the first bit was you got me to set the mirrors up, didn't you?
Yeah.
What should you have done after I set the mirrors up?
Asked what you could see in the mirrors.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So therefore, but to give you a due, you did take your lifeline, and you did spot that I was stretching. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So always ask. You know, what can I see?
Okay.
Yeah, but you got away with that one because you didn't notice it. If you hadn't noticed, you'd have been in a lot of trouble because I would have been doing that all the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I have no problem with that. I'm quite good at identifying the faults. But it's the rest of it.
Yeah, you never actually. You could have come in with a reason why it's important not to be stretching to check the mirrors. Because if I'm stretching, it could well affect my steering, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that shouldn't happen anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, your trainer should have been pushing you to ask what can you see before you drive away. Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I was then doing the little shuffling on the steering,
Mhm.
which you noticed, and yeah, you came in with a good explanation. Bring my hand well up, pull well down. Yeah.
Mhm.
You were wondering what I was doing wrong with the clutch.
Yeah, that confused me.
Yeah, what's it? On this exercise today, tight clutch control is really, really important, isn't it?
Mhm.
So you asked me at the start, had I ever done any reversing, and never
Yeah.
went any further with it. Yeah.
Okay.
You could have asked me, how did I keep the car slow?
How'd...
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hadn't done any reversing, you could have asked me, have I ever done any peeping and creeping at emerging?
Oh yeah, the control.
Yeah.
Have you done any hill starts? You need clutch control
Yeah.
for that.
Well, you need tight clutch control for peeping and creeping, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was doing was just, as I was pulling away, I was letting the clutch go. Yeah.
So you bring it up too quick.
Yeah. So what you should have been saying to me there is, bring the clutch up to the biting driving point, and then keep it still until the wheels of the car have had a chance to turn a bit, and then lift off the clutch.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. So we're in a suitable area.
Mhm. Okay. Right. So now that we're somewhere a bit better for this maneuver that we're going to do,
Yeah.
what I'll do is we'll talk a bit about the maneuver first, and the first couple of times I'll fully talk you through it
All right.
as we're doing it. Right. So I've got a picture here for you. So this is what we're going to be doing.
All right.
So here's us. We're pulled up on the left. So when we pull up on the left, you'll have done this when you did the moving off and stopping. You've got to pull up somewhere where it's safe, legal, convenient.
All right.
So can you think of any places where you wouldn't do this turn in the road, this manoeuvre? Like, you know how you mentioned about motorway back there. So you know you wouldn't do it on a motorway?
No.
Or a dual carriageway?
No.
Where do you think you could do it?
Well, you said in a dead end road.
Anywhere else?
I'm not too sure. I've never done it before.
Okay. Well, not just a dead end road, but a road like this as well, where you've maybe either went the wrong direction or you're going to your mate's house and you've maybe passed and you think, oh, instead of going miles down the road to find somewhere to turn,
All right.
you could do this manoeuvre. As long as there's not double yellow lines or you're at a bus stop or in front of a junction, then it's safe. So somewhere like this is safe. So we're not blocking anyone's driveway. The road's wide enough to be able to do it, and there is no reason why we can't do it.
Right.
Yeah? So, I hate this one. What we're going to do is, when you did the moving off, what routine did you use for that?
Oh, the mirrors and the look.
Mm-hmm.
I use the palm
So
routine.
yes, the palm routine.
Yeah.
So, the first part of what we're going to do is a little bit like moving off. You prepare the car to go.
Oh, not the palm routine.
Yeah. You do your observations.
Yeah, I'm
And
trying
then
to
we
give,
go
I'm
to
trying to
move.
give you help here, extra over instruction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, not the palm routine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have learned
But-
that on the second lesson, wouldn't I?
Yeah, but there is a reason why I was saying.
Right.
is because it's a little bit like moving off, but because we need to go really slow this time, you're not going to bring the clutch fully up.
All right.
So you'll have the clutch at the biting point,
Yep.
and you'll bring it to just above the biting point, so it's enough to get the car moving. Then what I need you to do is, we want to head over this way to our second position. So you're going to be doing, this is what I was talking about back there, the big steering movements.
All right. Yeah.
So if you do lots of little steering movements, you might not get round enough. So if you do bigger movements,
Yeah.
the car will turn in a tighter space,
All right.
in a shorter space.
Because
So
it's called a 3-point turn, isn't it?
Yes. Well, turn, yeah. They're looking for you to do it in 3 goes.
Are they? All right.
3 goes are like, but if you do it in more, it's not a big deal.
All right.
As long as you're safe,
Right.
you don't touch either curb, and you do your observations.
Okay.
So you'll have done. Okay. You'll have done that part. So we'll have gotten ready to go. Big steering movements.
Yeah.
And quickly to get the steering full lock as we head towards
Full lock. I've never
That
heard that
curve.
word before.
full lock. Full lock is when the steering wheel goes all the way around and doesn't go any further.
All right. Yeah.
It means
I
the
get you.
wheels have turned as much as they can go.
All right. Yeah.
So what's
yeah.
going to happen is it's going to push the car over that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I need help with this one. I don't like it.
Right. Okay. So I'll come out right yeah.
I
Yeah. So we're parked here. We're going to use the pump routine 3 times. Yeah.
yeah.
Move away here to get to there.
Mhm.
Then we're going to use the pump routine to get from there back to there,
Mhm.
and the pump routine to get from the car around. Yeah.
Yeah. I look into it too much.
Can
And
you
I think I go into too much detail.
can you fill in any blanks on about what we're going to do in between that?
Right, so when we go from there to there, yeah,
Yeah.
we've done the palm routine. We move to the other side of the road, so we're not going to be we're not going to hit the curb though. We're going to stop before we get to there. When we revert, oh no, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Right. So, have you ever heard of reference points?
Yes, I use reference points all the
Right. So how many reference points are on this manoeuvre?
time. 2 or 3.
There's 2.
There's
each
one
side.
when you get to there, and one when you get to there.
No, there's 2 when you get to here.
Is there?
One's where you stop me,
Yeah.
and then once I start moving, I take the steers off. And the second one, the most important one, is that I don't overhang the curb. Yeah.
Okay.
Same on the way back.
How do you teach this manoeuvre? See, when you go round,
Yeah.
once you get halfway across the road, do you get them to take the steering off and straighten up?
Well, not halfway across the road, but
Not halfway, but further. See, I don't.
what do you teach?
I get them to do full lock,
Yeah.
right over to there,
Yeah.
stop, and then as they move backwards, full lock the other way.
Yeah. I mean, that's yeah. That'd be okay in an L test. The examiner would accept it.
But not for the...
But for the part 3, you're going to have to use reference points, yeah?
Oh yeah, I give them reference points, but I just don't get them to take some of the steering off where the wheels kind of straighten up before they get to the curb. That's the only thing I don't do. I did it in my part 2, but I don't do it with my learners.
Yeah, what did the examiner say on the debrief?
Didn't say nothing about it.
And how did you get him to stop in the right place?
The first time we did it, I stopped him and gave him a reference point.
What do you mean you stopped him?
I told him how far to go. So when we moved off from here, we did the full lock, and we got over to the other side of the road, and then I stopped him in the place that I thought with a curb, and we picked up a reference point with the curb coming in the car.
I get it.
That's how I did it.
Yeah.
He never said anything about it. See, this is the problem with training with so many different people. Everyone, and I know I get confused.
Yeah, so let's just go with your way for the time being then, see how it goes.
See how it goes.
Yeah?
Right, okay. Is that briefing too much? You know how you were saying I was over instructing with the...
Well, you were going into the POM routine, weren't you?
Yeah, but I only said it because I was gonna kind of go with the... Like, so it was something you recognised
yeah, so you
for
could,
moving off,
yeah,
but then I was gonna say, but this time we're gonna do this instead of... Because when you go to move off, you bring the clutch fully up to get the car to move, once you've set the gas and everything. But for this, you only bring the clutch up a little bit above the biting point and you hold it there. So that was kind of what I was getting at.
Right, so don't start going into what the pond routine is because that's over instruction.
Okay.
Because I have used the pond routine.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mhm. Yeah, okay. Right. I don't know. Right, so we're okay, yeah. So we do our palm routine. Then we steer full lock to the right but keep
Yeah.
the car really slow. So quick hands,
Yeah.
slow car.
Yeah.
We're going to head towards the other side of the road.
Yeah.
Once we get to this point, I'll stop you and we'll get a reference point.
Right.
So that you know in the future not to go past that point
Yeah.
for hitting the curb. Then we do our palm routine again. Now this time for coming backwards. Because we're going
So you got these arrows at the top. Have you any idea what they mean?
camber the road.
Camber the road.
Mm-hmm.
What does camber the road lead to?
Depends on.
If we were doing this manoeuvre and there was a cliff either side of us, yeah,
Yeah, we're going to need to use different pedals.
what happens? What happens if I get too near the edge of that cliff? What's gonna take over? Especially if
Gravity.
Gravity.
So
Yeah.
you're going to need to brake.
It's going to be a very, very quick dive down that cliff, isn't it? Yeah,
Right, okay.
yeah,
So see, we've got that here as well. So if you go over to the other side, there's a little bit of a dip
yeah.
down. So once you get over to there, you're going to need to put your foot over to the brake.
Well, we nearly on every road you're going to have a certain amount
It's
of
like,
camber,
yeah. Right, okay.
because of drainage.
Yeah.
That's got to be controlled, isn't it?
Control, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do I control gravity?
By braking.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we're headed over to the other side of the road, if you find that it's going to go down, you're going to need to put your foot over to the brake and cover it, ready for using it.
Yeah.
Okay. Once we've stopped at this side, we do our palm routine again to move backwards.
Right. So let's do it the way that you have been trained in the past. If you've been looking at the Blaine videos and
Yeah.
my videos, it's when we go over here, we're going to pick up 2 reference points.
Okay.
The first reference point's where we're going to stop, and when we start moving again, that's where we're going to take some steers off. Yeah. So we'll pick up a reference point for that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're going to go forward very slightly and pick up the second reference point to stop me overhanging the curb. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the dangers if I overhang the curb?
Could scrape it.
Well, I'm not. What's even the bigger danger?
Pedestrians.
Yeah. I could hit a pedestrian, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if you go too far around, you can.